Well, we go from bitter cold to almost spring-like warmth later this week. That's after one of the coldest Christmases on record. Managed to make it into the top 10 with a high of 14 degrees yesterday. Look at the past couple Christmases, though. We've definitely alternated between some of the warmest on record to something near average, and even going back beyond 2019. Also seeing a bit of that back and forth. Do take note of some of the more recent events where we've had a couple Christmases in the 50s, and that's a little hallmark here that we're continuing to warm even when we do get that record cold at times, or that near record cold. You can see our temperature trend over the last 50 years or so, and while there have been some pretty big dips like we've seen recently, and probably we'll add another one on as we add on this year, note that overall trend getting warmer and warmer, which means when we do have record warmth, it gets higher and higher. So that's one little hallmark of climate change here, is that we can still get some pretty wide ranges, but note how that overall trend keeps going up, and cold air outbreaks just don't disappear as the globe continues to warm. So we're definitely seeing some effects here, even though we are looking at some very cold conditions overall of the last 50 years, up nearly 8 degrees on Christmas Day. And we're seeing a little more warmth later this week. This is kind of within the norms of climate, however, rather than climate change. You can see that between last Friday and this Friday, it's going to be about a 50-degree difference. We're tracking some rain as well as some upper 40s coming later this week. Not all at once, though. 5 degrees for the overnight low. Feels like -5 at the wind chill when you wake up in the morning. By the afternoon, getting a little warmer, back to the mid-20s under a partly cloudy sky with some breezy conditions. This is all thanks to a big change in the upper level pattern. Right now, lots of cold air from the Arctic spilling in. By the time we get to the end of this week, more southwest airflow. So that's going to blow in that warmer air from the south, and it's going to stick around for a while. Pretty mild forecast heading into 2023. Also getting a little more active between Friday and Monday. Could see rain showers on and off over those 4 days. Possibly even a little snow and freezing rain mixing in at times, but not necessarily looking too icy for too long. And this may be an influence of La Nina. We are in a La Nina winter, which does mean more active weather. And here's a good example of that. This month, nearly 2.5 inches of liquid, which is about an inch above average. Snowfall, though, just under 3 inches. It's about 6.5 inches below average. Just because we have a La Nina winter and we're more active doesn't mean we necessarily see more snow. And definitely not going to see much of it later this week. 40s to 50s in the extended forecast going into the weekend. Check out the New Year's holiday. Lows in the 30s, highs in the low 40s. Pretty mild heading into 2023. And your most accurate 10-day forecast will continue to hold on to that warmth into the first several days of January. Maybe above freezing for a little while, even when we cool off, looking long-term into next week. In the 4-degree guaranteed, just off by a degree today. That does mean we hit the dartboard, so for another day in a row, cash total up to 429. We'll see if we can keep it going this week, round out 2022 on a high note.
Just continuing to add to that total, Alex. Thank you.